Good afternoon. I made it for my noonish painting, little mini painting. I gotta give myself some grace because I never know if something's going to be happening right at the moment that I decide that I'm going to do a little impromptu live. And so I always say noonish.
Happening right at
Hi Dodie. So anyways, I just wanted to come and paint some more with you guys. First thing was I was not going to, where'd my video go? I was not going to, or I was going to fix my hair. But you know what? Let's not be perfect, right? I'm me. This is the hair of an artist. This is the same ponytail. Well, I probably kind of did it a little bit yesterday, but the same ponytail I had yesterday. But anyways, this is me when I am constantly going from one thing to the next at home. And so anyways, I didn't want my hair to keep me from painting with you or even showing my face because you know what? We're just who we are, right? So anyways, I was just thinking a minute ago, it's like so many excuses we make to keep us from painting. And I, even though, I have a business, I paint all the time, I still can come up with reasons to not paint. And so when you're watching this, I know that there may not be very many on yet, but when you're watching the replay or whatever, just tell me what silly things maybe keep you from painting when you know that you really want to paint, or maybe serious things. But I have a lot of silly reasons I don't paint, but I do paint a lot more than I ever did. I tell you what, starting your own art business will make you paint all the time. And that's probably when the big switch happened for me. So enough of talking about me. I am going to switch the camera. Got to pull it around here. And yesterday we did this little, I just had some leftover paints from teaching in my membership class. And so we just did some flowers. We're gearing up towards another paint away starting Monday. And if you haven't signed up for it, make sure you do that. piecesofmyart.club and join us. But today I just wanted to paint a little bit more. I just love spring. I love when things start growing and blooming and all of that, and it always makes me think of Monet. I think Monet is probably my favorite artist. I just love his subjects. I love how he paints. I love how he paints because it's not perfect. And it's funny when you go, I'll set this back over here so people that are scrolling through don't wonder what's going on. I love how when you look up close to his paintings, this is definitely way more detailed than anything Monet would paint. But I love how when he paints, you can see the brush strokes. And it's interesting when I'm teaching my classes how many times people are just frustrated because they're trying to blend out their brush strokes. And it's like, no, just leave them. It's a painting. That's what paintings are made of, is mixtures of colors and brush strokes. And so let them be what they are, because that's what makes it a painting. We're not painting a photo. But anyways, so when you get a chance, look at some of Monet's paintings and look at them up close and see the brush strokes that he has in there in his paintings, and you'll be amazed, especially you who paint perfectly or love to paint perfectly and think everything needs to be exactly in order and clean lines and all that. So if you're watching, say hello, tell me where you're from. I have so many new people that have come to my page because I've been getting ready for this paint away. My name is Laurie Rothwell, by the way. But I don't usually do more than one in a week, but this week I was going to try to do one. I did one yesterday, so go find it. The painting that was just here. I'm going to do one today, and I plan to do one tomorrow. So anyways, just some fun. It's always good to practice. It's always good to just paint, because that's how you get better. Oh, why was I making orange? I don't want orange. So I was working on another painting, a bigger painting in the studio for somebody else. And so I just had paints out already. And I am going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm trying to think what kind of flowers I want to do. Oh, I know what flowers I'll do. And I'm going to wait right there. So you can paint from anything. You can paint from a canvas that's already been painted on. You do not have to have a clean white canvas. I have paint, the kind of paint I use is a thinner paint than maybe some people might have the tubes of paint. And this one's just a lot thinner. It's because it's what I use in my class. So I'm painting, it takes a little bit more layers of paint. But I like to keep them thin, especially when I'm painting on a dark canvas. So I will just paint, and you guys can hopefully get inspired to pick up a paintbrush yourself and paint. Again, say hello if you're watching, if you're passing through or whatever. You're seeing me, this is me playing, by the way. I don't really have any concrete picture in my mind. I just like to play with paint. It's good to be playful and not worry about the outcome, not worry about what it's going to be when you're done. Did you know that black and yellow, so all my paintings, by the way, I use mixing colors, but black and yellow make green. Now it depends on how much yellow you put in it. Sometimes I add white on what your green looks like. So if you want dark shadows, you would use less yellow than you would if you're starting to bring in light to your painting. And I'm using a flat brush. It's called a Bright number 8 size. I keep my supplies very simple when I paint. I don't have a lot of expense when it comes to painting. Otherwise, I would probably not paint as often. So when you keep your supplies within a budget, it really helps. I'm just doing pretty light on my paint. You can hear probably the paintbrush scratching on the canvas. There's a lot of paintings that I teach that I don't want you to paint that thin. Usually I'm telling people you need to use more paint, but when you're painting on a dark background, I'm just trying to create a texture here, and plus I want it to dry quickly so you don't have to sit here and watch paint dry with me, because nobody likes to watch paint dry. Switch colors now. Good morning, Connie. Man, I haven't talked to you in a while. So good to have you. All right, I am going to go to my small number 4 round brush. And I want to put in some stems for my flowers. Hi, Mackenzie. How are you? You got exciting days ahead for you, girl. I'm so excited. I love watching my Facebook friends when they're growing their bellies and sharing it and getting all excited for their new little ones to come. For me, it seems like it goes so fast, but I'm sure for you, I remember those days when it seemed like you were pregnant forever. Hopefully you're keeping up with your little one and having enough energy, because I know having a toddler and being pregnant is some hard work sometimes. All right, so this is very soft because I'm going to come back and you'll be able to see this a lot better, I'm hoping. You're feeling round and you love, I know you just seem to just so enjoy. I enjoyed being pregnant. Good thing because I had a lot of kids, but yes, I can tell you enjoy it. Probably because you're not dealing with a lot of sickness, morning sickness and stuff like that. I never had morning sickness when I was pregnant. All right, you can barely see those stems, but that's okay. All right, now I'm going to do these flowers. And hopefully, I know yesterday I kind of did it before it was dry, but we'll see if today works a little bit better. I was really pushing it. Okay. So I'm trying to think about the angles of my petals on these flowers. I'm trying to create, are they cosmos flowers? I think that's what they're, or not coreopsis, those are little yellow ones, I think. These I have, whatever I have are yellow in my garden, and they come up every year because when they drop the seeds, they just grow so many more. And so they kind of get a little unruly sometimes. I'm just letting my brush create my flowers. Going from the outside in. Now, I may not have stems for some of these, but I still paint them anyways because I can always add stems. What's nice about wildflowers is you don't really, I think we work harder when we paint than they do when they grow on placement. Because we think, oh, it's got to be here or here or here, but when they grow, they just grow wherever. They don't consider whether there's 3 on a stem or 5 or whatever the rule would be. if you're a florist. Sorry, I'm not a florist. You would think with painting I would be better at spacing, but sometimes it's like I don't want to get so worried about that. I just want to paint. If you're watching, say hello. I'd love to see who's around. Are you on your lunch break? Are you at home? Hopefully if you're at work, your boss isn't standing behind you right now wondering what in the world you're watching. We haven't even had fun with this painting yet. I've got to show you what I love to do at the end. Let's switch back to my big brush and have some fun here. So I want to use a lot of white. I want very little color. And that's not a lot of white. I mean, like you almost feel like your canvas is rattling. I'm gonna watch for my little, well, I already covered up one. I'm thinking, gotta create your stems now if you need some extras. So this is just a little canvas. So you can know that if you're doing this on a big canvas, this takes some time. But it's fun. And I don't worry if I hit my flowers. I'm just going to create some . Also, I'm not worried if my colors are all the same. mostly, I don't normally do a lot of paint mixing on my plate, but I want to kind of get my shade that I want. Plus I want to make sure I push plenty of white into it, so usually I'll do a little bit more because of that. And I use a big brush so I don't get too small of details. If I find a color I like, I just kind of go back on some other places and put that in there. Thank you, Barbara. They are so much fun to paint. So I like painting on these little 8x8 canvases. They're just fun. I need to take them in my kitchen. I have the 1980s plate rack above my cabinets, and I need to take some of them into the house and put them up there. Actually, these are probably good. But let me show you what other little ones I like to paint on. And I've done these too. These are another good idea. So these are the little itty bitty, I think they're 5x7 maybe. And so these are fun to paint on. And then I took a gold, I don't know what the pen's called. I don't know if you can see. So my edge is like a gold, it's like a, I don't have it over here. It's like a gold leaf type pen. And so these are just canvas boards, and I love painting on those and putting the gold leaf pen around it. So there's one. There's another one that I did, and I just love to do, I think that's all I have. I have a bunch sitting here. Oh, here's another one. This one was a little. So anyways, these are just fun to do, and if you put the little gold around them, they make a beautiful gift. Just something simple, almost better than a greeting card. Tammy, because I just like filling it in with this textured look instead of so I had a dark canvas to begin with, and so I just keep bringing up my light colors, and it's just me being playful. I like the messier look, I guess. At the beginning I was talking a little bit about Monet, not that I know that he paints like this in any way, but I just love seeing all the brush strokes when I paint. I love seeing the layers of color. So this keeps those other layers in there. I don't even know all the answers for that other than it's just fun. Something I enjoy doing that way. So sometimes when we paint, I give an option to loosen it up. I don't know, last year, I don't know if you saw the In the Garden paint away that I did last year, and we did that at the end. I let everybody paint first, and for all those that like to have their paintings, you know, with the really precise lines, the really smooth flowers. No, I know you're just curious. So, I mean, it was a great question, because I know people wonder, why in the world are you doing it like that? I've been asked that often. So, I don't know. I just like it. And it's just fun. And you can just change up your colors. But anyways, I did it last year with that In the Garden. It was interesting because some people, they just couldn't mess up their paintings after they painted it, and it was like, no, I can't do that. So, but so many more colors in it. So if you look at it up close, do you see all the textures and the colors in it? So isn't that fun? And it just kind of softens up those edges. I kind of developed, I had some stems at the beginning, but they weren't real, you couldn't see them very well. And so now I'm just playing around. Let me do, sometimes too, when you just put stuff on top of stuff, it looks like you put stuff on top of stuff. And I just kind of want to get it into the painting so it doesn't look like it's laying right on top. I love those kind of questions because I do things and it's like, I don't know why I do it, I just do it. And so for me to just really make myself think through, why do I do that? You know, what is it that I enjoy about that? What is it that happens that I see that I don't really always have words for on why I do it? So anyways, I do like to get those kinds of questions. I love it when you guys interact with me. Then I don't feel like I'm just out here by myself painting. One thing that's beautiful about painting is you can do all the layers you want. There's no point where it's like, okay, I've ruined this painting, it's unfixable. That does not happen. You can paint over anything. I'm going to just get a little pink in this too. Some soft pink, and definitely looks like Easter colors now. Anyways, well, I am finishing this up and I'm going to go back to my other painting that I need to get done. But I wanted to paint with you guys and I hope you enjoyed it. Have fun with it. Paint. Take time for it. So it's just a fun way to add. See, and I don't like all these little splotches that I did. They still look like I just put them on top. I think it's maybe because there's no, hang on here. I just can't ever stop myself from painting. Sometimes it's like I don't stop. I just keep messing with things. And I will say too, anything that when you paint, it's always good to step back from it. So perfect example, another Monet example. Perfect example for this is like it's been a while since I've been to the art museum, but the one in Kansas City, I'm sure a lot of them have Monet displays, but there's this one huge water lily painting of his, just huge. I mean, it's like, I don't know, 20 foot wide, if not wider. But anyways, when you stand way up close and you look at his painting up close, you're so close to it that you don't really see what the painting is. It's just a bunch of pieces of color. But when you back away and you go back from it to where you should be viewing it and you can see the whole picture, it's just like, oh, it all makes sense. So it's so important, our viewpoint of our paintings when we're sitting right in front of them is so much different than when we back away and we just step back a little bit, not across the street or whatever. Everything I hear people say, just to move back a few feet. Or sometimes if you take a picture of it and you see it at a different way, that way and stuff. But anyways, all right, there it is. So I'm done with this one. It was just fun. Thank you for watching and hanging out. And I will do this one more. I usually do them on Wednesdays. I will say I don't get them every Wednesday, but I try to do them on Wednesdays. But anyways, I'm going to do one more tomorrow at noonish. I say noonish because who knows what's going on at noon, but I plan on being here. And I do have to run errands tomorrow. It may be at a different time tomorrow. I'll have to think through that. So anyways, all right, you guys have a great afternoon, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.